Some other compelling reasons to move into data management are we've got 93% of best-in-class manufacturers store and access all product information from a central repository. And Autodesk Vault is exactly that. It's a single location where all of your data is stored, and then your end users or your consumers within your organization have a way of accessing that information. And then they're always given the latest and greatest version of a document. Some other benefits would include shortened time to market, improved product quality, and reduction in overall costs. All of this comes from standardized research that's done by independent organizations. Then the last one is best-in-class manufacturers reuse information twice as effectively as average. And that average really means you've got best-in-class, you have average individuals or organizations, and then you have laggers, those companies that really don't use anything or have any way of managing data effectively. So just some research that I found that kind of gives you a compelling reason to move into data management. Some other information, and this really refers to all the different departments within an organization, is as a document, and this can be any document, a CAD file, a Word file, as it moves from one department to another, there's a loss of knowledge. People have to relearn information or really understand what that document is, and that loss of knowledge conversely also has an increase in cost. So I'm spending a lot more time understanding that information as it goes from one department to another. And really, you kind of get that sawtooth type look to that process, and a data management application can help reduce that sawtooth type look there that we've got in that graph I'm showing you. MasterGraphics has a standardized approach to implementing Autodesk Vault. And we really look at it in three ways: people, process, and technology. The people we have, and I'm one of them, I'm the data management supervisor, are Autodesk certified DM specialists. And what that means is they've gone to Autodesk and have been given a rigorous course in understanding how to implement Autodesk Vault, how to understand a client's needs, so basically how I can configure that exactly the way you need to use it, and then ultimately how to support that product. In 2010, the products have gotten very complex with a lot more feature tools, and that training that we're provided really helps us understand how those tools are used effectively within an organization. The one that I find or think is the most important, that's the process. And we really have a formalized standard approach to implementing Autodesk Vault, and it's a four-phased approach. The first one is assessing, then we prepare, deploy, and maintain. Now, let me just briefly talk about those. Assess. When we're going to implement Autodesk Vault in your environment, the first thing we're going to do is understand your needs, understand the pains and the issues you've had without Autodesk Vault, and really generate a solution that's going to really solve those issues. And that assessment can be a phone conversation. It can also be a very formal and lengthy assessment. Maybe you're a very large organization and you want to move into Autodesk Vault, but you have a lot of moving parts and a lot of people. We would come on site and truly understand those needs and formally prepare an assessment document for you so you understand how to move forward and what that process is going to be. Once we truly understand your needs, then we're going to prepare, and that preparation phase can really vary depending upon the customer. But a lot of times what we would do there is evaluate and look at your data. We're going to basically dig into it, understand how many files you have, what types of files, how many there are out there, and just get a good idea of what's going on and really prepare the solution so that when we're on site, we're minimizing that risk. The last thing we want to do is install a product on site and realize that there's issues. So we really want to minimize those issues by preparing more effectively. Once we've done that and we're very confident in that process, the next thing we do is we deploy the technology. And that could be as simple as installing Autodesk Vault, or it could be as complex as integrating Vault manufacturing and having that link into your ERP system. So with the 2010 products, they're very scalable for both small to large organizations. And we basically would have the aptitude to come on site, and deliver a very effective solution. And finally, the last piece to that process is maintaining that solution. We're not just going to install it and leave. We really want to make sure that it's successful within your environment. And to really do that, we have some mechanisms in place to really understand how we can make it more effective and ultimately more successful within your organization. And then the technology piece, and this has gotten a lot more robust this year in 2010, is we now have 4 products that to really offer you based on your needs. And again, we've got Vault, Vault Workgroup, Vault Collaboration, and Vault Manufacturing. So we've got a lot more technology available to really provide you a scalable solution so that it fits exactly the way you need it. So all this approach, what it really is going to do for you is hopefully increase your productivity. Obviously, we don't want to decrease that. We want to make you more productive. We want to make it more cost effective. We want to provide some superior quality control with that process assessment. And then ultimately, we want to provide some sort of enhanced operational efficiency. So again, we have a standardized approach to really guarantee that we're repeatable in delivering this solution, and then again, to make sure that you're successful in using the products. So getting started with Autodesk Vault. I did see that some individuals already have Vault, so maybe there's some interest there to move into some of the other applications or the other products that are available with Vault. But really what Vault's going to provide you is one of the key things is a central repository. It's a single location where all your data is going to be stored. And it really doesn't matter what that data is going to be. It could be inventor files. Maybe you're an AutoCAD electrical organization, AutoCAD Mechanical. And there's also support for Word, Excel, PDFs, and all the other collateral documentation that gets created within an engineering department. And Vault really has the technology to really be able to manage those files efficiently. So we had seen that first picture about the islands of information. Well, what Vault's really going to do for you now is it's going to provide you with feedback and let you know what's going on with the file. Is the file I'm working on out of date? Who's got a file checked out? Without a DM application, sometimes you've heard the last user that saves wins. You don't want that type of scenario. You really want to control your documentation so that the right individuals are editing those files. And Vault's really going to provide feedback to end users on what's going on with the data that they're using. With that, we also have secure file access, and there's many levels of secure file access. We've got folder level security that we can apply into Vault so that certain individuals maybe can't delete. We've all accidentally deleted a file and lost it for good, or we've moved it into the wrong location. Well, Vault has the ability to apply a restriction on individuals so that they can't delete, or they can't move, or they can't remove a file, so they can't do certain operations, so you're really securing your data. The nitty-gritty of Vault is really the check-in and check-out file control, so that when I check out a file, I'm the owner of that file. And what's nice about that is you're notified, or other individuals are notified, of who really has files checked out. And that can really help collaborate on a design. Without Autodesk Vault, and I have great experience with this, if I save a file inside of an assembly and there's 20 people in there, I can accidentally overwrite their changes, and then they basically have to redo that work. So Vault's really going to help facilitate that type of collaboration so that you can have as many individuals as you want work in one assembly, and they're only accessing the data they need at that time. At the beginning of the slide, I mentioned CAD and document different types of file types. We can basically control any type of file type that you can put into the Vault. So if it's a Word document, Excel, PDF, TIFF files, DWIF, bitmaps, I could probably go on forever here. It's endless as to what the Vault can support for you. Now obviously we have integrated support for all the AutoCAD applications, but we also have support for SolidWorks and Pro Engineer. Vault Manufacturing has an add-in that would be installed into those applications so that you can use our Vault to check in data coming from Pro-E or SolidWorks. Another key thing that's nice about the Vault is where used. If I have a drawing or a part and I want to know where that document is used, Vault's going to very easily show me those relationships. And then I can evaluate what to do next based on that information. Autodesk Vault has version and revision control. This is something new in Vault this year in 2010. We now have revision control that's part of Vault, whereas before, if you wanted revision control, you had to purchase Product Stream. That's not the case anymore. If you want revision control, Vault Workgroup and Vault Collaboration both have that capability. And then one other benefit would be bill of material and change management. And Vault Manufacturing has that ability to manage a bill of materials, which is different than a parts list. A bill of material is really what would be sent to a client or a customer, and a parts list is really what gets modeled in CAD.